Thanks, Hoodie. It's fine.
Obviously, I'm going for monkey fish.
Do I have a choice?
No. I stole it.
Okay. Oh, pendulous breast herself.
Chase you through a cave. I know you do outside.
And we're going to talk about how wrong you are after this.
Hey, everybody, and welcome to Sharks Lounge. I'm Jeni.
And I'm Tressa.
I like that you did that a little sing-songy. That was nice.
Thank you.
That was very nice.
New material.
All right. I was just kidding. It's really Monsters Lounge. But we are talking about sharks. Just in case you...
in the wrong lounge.
I know. It would have been really awkward. I don't know if you've noticed, but we have our aquarium. We are in our aquarium room.
Mm-hmm.
In our sharkquarium room.
It's under the sea. It's under Lake Michigan.
Yes. I've brought sharks in. Mm-hmm. I've brought sharks in for my entertainment.
Hey, Jeni, shut up for a second.
Yeah.
Did you know that scientists claim, like recently, that he has proven that we live in a simulation? According to
I'm sorry, excuse my laughter. Do please explain.
I can't. I just saw somebody say that on TikTok, and I didn't have a good TikTok thing to talk about this week, so I just thought of that one. Okay, talk about that.
So we're really doing this. We're really going to go ahead and talk about TikTok videos that Tressa has watched but not paid attention to.
I will stop
at the intro of the show
when you download TikTok again, but until that happens, you're going to hear about TikTok every week. Sorry.
And occasionally be sent videos that apparently just go into the nether. Listen, I got tired. Do you remember the cat trend on TikTok from a few years ago where you played this like sound and your cat was supposed to be all like king of the jungle? No. Oh, well, it was a thing and I did it. And my cat did not pay any sort of attention and was very confused. And I thought, you're lying.
TikTok.
You're filled with lies, TikTok. There.
You're just believing the wrong things. You gotta get into the sciencey stuff.
The sciencey stuff that we live in a simulation, as told by some guy.
Yes, and also ChatGPT. So
whoa! I didn't realize that we had ChatGPT'd it.
Yeah. You just got to jailbreak it so it's a good ChatGPT, and it'll tell you all the wonders of it. Jeni, is this your first day here? What are you doing? This is what we do here. We talk about the simulation and the universe.
I mean, technically other people talk about it. I don't really pay attention about the universe and the simulations.
Oh, then by all means, let's talk about aquatic animals. Go ahead.
Yeah, obviously. Listen, it should come... I don't... Watch your mouth. I don't know if anybody's aware of this or not, but I'm a big fan of diving.
Oh, is that
Scuba
true?
diving, specifically. It's true. Now, look at my happy face right in there.
Wow,
I'm so excited about things. It is a very happy face. That is the dive shop that I go to in Belize and Belize Island Divers. It's great. They're wonderful. But you were talking about TikTok, and actually there's been all kinds of sharky stuff going on, right? Like there's this video that has resurfaced of an octopus riding on a shark. Now listen.
Yep.
This octopus, it's I believe someplace in the South Pacific, maybe off of Australia, but this little octopus hitched a ride on a mako shark. And the best part about it is that these sharks can travel. Yeah, he's wearing a little hat.
And he had 8 of his tentacles in stirrups.
Yep. These sharks can swim up to like
Where did he get that
46
saddle
miles
made?
per hour. The octopus shark saddle store.
Oh, that makes sense. Of course.
Saddles are us.
Huh,
where you get your
that
normal
doesn't
saddles.
exist,
I don't
Jenny.
know.
Don't be weird.
Listen, the point is that this octopus took a joyride on like the fastest shark that there is, which I find adorable.
What else are you gonna take a joyride on, Jenny?
So there's that one. And then we have this other one that's kind of circulating again from well, that one was taken in like 2023. And then we have a newer shark video. Have you seen this with the cruise ship? And there's like a giant shark, and you can see it. It's massive. It's got to be like 20 to 30 feet long. It's so
And it's
big.
swimming next to a shop
Yeah,
that sells cruises. A cruise shop.
a cruise. No, it's just they're on a cruise. They're
Just
on
making
board of a
funny
cruise and
because you
filming. I
pronounced it
know.
wrong, but okay.
I did.
I know. I didn't see it's giant. Like what, 30 feet long? I don't.
Yeah, it's like 30 feet long. It's 30 feet long. And that was going to be like proof of Megalodon. A lot of people got real excited about that, but it's not. It is actually more than likely a basking shark.
Oh, I don't.
Done and done. Yeah.
What's a bet? I don't know what that
Okay,
means.
so a basking shark is the second largest shark in the ocean, right? The first being the whale shark. Now, both of these guys, the whale shark can get up to 60 feet long, which is massive. And then the basking shark can get in between 20 to 30 feet long. It's huge, huge, huge. And they both eat plankton, like whales.
Delicious.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And plankton, as everyone knows, are those tiny little shrimp guys in the sea. I know, it's so exciting for everybody. It's exciting for me. It's exciting for me. Also, sharks make noise. One particular kind of shark does. I know. It's called a rig shark, and they just discovered this. They were watching they were conducting a study on behavioral patterns of these small sharks, right? And they're kind of like bottom feeder sharks. So they have a whole different set of teeth that are more flat for grinding as opposed to actually biting. So they noticed that every single time one of these sharks was moved, they would start making this click, 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 this very rapid clicking noise that was outside the register of what other rig sharks can hear.
So it wasn't even for other rig sharks. It was just
no.
Like,
hey, put me down.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, put me down.
I didn't consent to this. Please don't.
Exactly. It was non-consent noise. I know.
Okay. Yeah.
So now the question is, did the sharks make the noise beforehand? Like, is this a common behavioral pattern of when they're being disturbed? Or did they start making it just based around the researchers and them just slinging them around through tanks?
Or have they ever made that noise ever before? Or did we invent a new noise that we are making the sharks make like instruments? Are the scientists musicians?
Yes.
That's their band.
Yes. The shark clicks are their band. You can download them from iMusic very soon, and Spotify. They're on really all major platforms.
That's fantastic. Good for them.
I know.
Your dreams.
So, listen. My whole case, my whole point in this is to introduce the idea that Megalodon is very possibly still out there, right?
How do you get from point A to point B in this conversation?
Listen, I'm introducing it with shark news, okay? Which, is very exciting to me. That's my entry. Okay. Yeah, that's my entryway into this whole thing. Now, here's the cool thing. So we discover new species of sharks all the time. In 2024, there were 2 species of sharks that were discovered. Why are you shaking your head?
Seems like a lot of species to be discovered in 1 year. at the ripe old year of 2024. Also,
this is what I'm saying.
why are we in the oceans? Let's go back into space and explore more of that. We know too much about the ocean.
I know. We know like 10%.
Right?
Yeah,
We don't
it's
even know
time
that much
to.
about the brain.
It's not a fact. It's not a solid fact that you just made up right now.
It surely is.
Mm-hmm. So we got count them, two new species of sharks. We have a shovelhead shark, which is a form of hammerhead.
I was going to ask because it sounds similar. Hardware and fish.
Yeah. So we have the scallophead shark, the bonnethead shark, the hammerhead shark, and the great hammerhead shark, and then this guy, which is the shovelhead shark. A lot of weird-headed sharks going around.
Do we have pictures of it?
We do have a picture. I forgot about that.
I'm glad I had you load those into the thing.
Yeah. Look at that. Look at that guy.
Look, he's just hanging out.
He's just hanging out. Look at his little eyeballs, his little mouth.
He's having his morning coffee on a Sunday, just like hanging out, watching some Netflix. Don't bother me.
He's enjoying it.
It's my off day.
So these dudes were discovered in the Caribbean, and they were discovered right outside or right off of Belize, actually.
But right outside of land, that's not even like deep into the ocean.
They're not super deep divers.
They were just now discovering them is my question. Like, if we're discovering something new in the ocean, I would expect it to be in the middle of the ocean, down deep. Not just like, oh yeah, we forgot to mention that guy lives.
No, what? and they're already, as soon as they're discovered, they're already on the brink of extinction because of fishing. So they've been around.
Wait, how do we know that? How do we not know that it's just like, they were only 5 to begin with, so it's fine. It's flourishing.
That's a really valid point that I don't have an answer for at all. That is a really good one. So our next brand new shark, this is a picture of what some of them are. They're a deep sea shark, and it is called a ghost fish. Isn't he cute?
He looks like a ghost puppy.
I know.
What's he called again?
Tiny. He's a ghost fish. He's a ghost shark.
Oh.
Yeah. I know. I know. Aww. And they're deep sea dwellers. Yeah, they're deep sea dwellers, and they're pretty neato.
Are they tiny like an anglerfish where you're like, oh, that thing is disgusting, and then you find out it's like this big, and you're like, that's fine, whatever.
Anglerfish can get pretty big, dude.
Okay, but the one that they took
I just want to throw that out there.
Was like this big.
No, it was not that big. No, these guys are reasonably tiny. They're not.
Okay,
they're
but
not
how
the bigger
tiny
ones.
is tiny? Are we talking an inch? Are we talking a foot? Like, what are we talking?
They're like a foot.
Okay, thank you. Continue.
Yeah, no problem. I'm glad we discovered that. So that one is a deep sea shark, but it is a lot smaller than the one that we talked about before, which was the goblin shark, which I'm sure you remember. I don't know. Did you keep it?
Why would I keep it? That show's over.
Oh, all right. Then no. No, we do not. No, we sure do not. Are you looking at one up right now? Because that would be great.
No, I was scratching my back.
Oh, all right. Well, you look very contemplative. Apparently that's what happens when you scratch your back. You're welcome.
It's nice.
So that guy's off of the coast of Australia, which is, of course it is. No, the little ghost shark.
You're saying too many sharks. I'm getting confused.
Did you want more sharks? I can tell you about some more sharks.
Do I have a choice?
No.
Okay, go ahead.
So let's get into some cryptid sharks.
Finally, that's why I'm here.
Yeah. All right. So the first cryptid shark that we're going to talk about is something called the black demon. And that guy hangs out off the coast of like Baja, California, and going down into Baja, like Mexico area along the Pacific there. And it is supposedly an enormous 20 to 25 foot long shark that resembles a great white shark. However, is dark.
It's not just a great white.
Yes, because the coloring is completely different.
That sounds
I'm sorry, what was that?
racist.
Oh,
It
okay.
sounds like the same shark with different colors. I don't.
It is similar, okay? It is very similar. It just is a lot darker.
That's what I just said.
Okay, I know. So this guy has had numerous sightings all over the place, and it's dated back at least to the early 1900s of sightings of this massive, massive shark. And it is purportedly more aggressive and will attack boats. So, yeah.
Like killer whale attack boats, or just like, hey, it's a boat. I don't like that.
No, I think the killer whale sort of attack on boats was more like, hey, we're a bunch of young killer whales and we got stuff to prove. So we're gonna beat up these boats.
Like capitalism is bad. There should be no billionaires. Down with the 1%. But go ahead.
Exactly. So this shark is a little bit more mean. Like, hey, maybe there's people on there and I should eat them.
Oh, he's just hungry then, is what you're saying.
Yeah. I mean, he's a big dude. Needs a lot of food. People seem delicious. he's got an appetite for things. So this one is, all sightings. Well, not all sightings, but some sightings of this are credited to maybe it's the young of Megalodon, because scientists theorize that Megalodon would have had darker coloring.
Really?
Like this shark does. Yeah. Although it does resemble a great white. And the Megalodon is now looking at some of the remains of the Megalodon. They're estimating it to be about 30 feet longer than they thought it was to begin with.
Yeah, I think you said that last week, and
Yeah.
then you told me how long they think it is now, and I'm still unimpressed. That just seems like a big shark. It doesn't seem like the mega shark like I was expecting. I'm unimpressed with Megalodon. Do something about it.
So,
Sue me.
all right. So we're talking about 90 feet.
Okay.
That's the size of a great blue whale.
I do not remember 90 feet. I remember something like 60 feet. I remember something like a school bus, and I was like, and?
Yeah.
A school bus
That's
is as
what
big
they
as a school
thought it
bus.
was.
Snore. And now they're saying it's like a little bit bigger.
It's a little bit bigger. So it's like 30 feet longer than they thought it was originally. So it's more like 2 buses as opposed to just one. It's very, very big. They were talking about it being 60 feet, but now it's gone all the way up to 90. And it's a lot longer and thinner than we just kind of always assumed that it was like a huge great white. Like you just take a great white, make it bigger. Now,
still just kind of sounds like I
mean, kind of, yeah.
Megalodon. See, like meh.
See, this is what we're talking about.
Tripled, like the big one to be tripled. Then I'll be like, nuts. But now,
well, here, let me show you. Let me show you this one, and maybe you might have a little bit of a different idea.
Meh.
All right. So you see the Megalodon.
Yeah.
Extinct about 2.6 million years ago. Now they're talking about it being 3.6 million years ago, and it growing to the size of that blue whale there.
I mean, it's better, but I want megalodon. Is there a megalodon? I want the megalodon that's twice.
How big do you want the megalodon to be?
I want it to be as big as the ocean. Then I'll be impressed.
That's what it's going to take to impress you.
How much?
I don't think. I don't even know where to go with that.
Thank you.
I got nothing on that one. I got nothing.
You're welcome.
Thank you. So get into some more of the, or we could just do it right now. So have you heard of the great white, the 9-foot great white that went missing? It's like one of these mysteries of the deep kind of scenarios, right? So
Wait. Are you talking about a single identified shark went missing?
yeah,
It was like tagged
yeah,
or something, I assume? Okay, go ahead.
it was tagged. And I don't know if you want to get to the rest of the story after this break, but we
You mean
could.
this one right here?
For those of you naysayers, I want you to know how much I appreciate how many of you grabbed a hold of my small package after last week's show. It is out and available. You can get both of my books, The Other Side, A Guide to the Paranormal and Ghost Hunting, and my brand new book, Theater of the Mind, Tales from the Darkness. Both books are out. One, of course, kind of a how-to ghost hunt book, and the other story book of strange supernatural occurrences all around the world. You can get your hand on my small package by just ordering it right off of my website. You can go right to paranormal60.com, scroll down on the front page there, or go to the shop and scroll down and you'll see our book bundle. And I was so humbled by the fact of how many men put their hands on my small package at the end of last week's show and bought it. It was great. It made me feel loved and wanted. I'm not going to lie.
So this shark, this 9-foot shark that went missing, larger than Dave's small package, I'm assuming?
Yes. Oh, that was a weird. Okay. That was very strange. Everything froze up. I had no idea what was going on. All right. Anyway, so with great whites and in a number of other sharks, what marine biologists will do is they will tag them and they will track them, right? It helps to know all about them, all about their migration habits, their feeding habits, their mating habits, all the things. And it's also nice to know kind of where these things are going, because there can be shark attacks, right?
Sure.
So they had
one. Like, it was Philip. Philip did this one.
Right.
Last week it was
Right.
Gerald. Yeah, got it.
Yeah. So this 9-foot shark, all of a sudden they watched the beacon went quiet, right? And they could look at the data that was held gotten before it went dead, and it went from a depth in the ocean very quickly down to a much deeper is the word that I'm looking for, a much deeper depth. Hang on, I'm going to pull it together real quick here. It went down further and faster than a great white would.
Did it go down further and faster than most underwater animals would?
Yes.
All?
Yes,
underwater?
it did. Not all underwater animals, but a lot of them. And here's the other part.
Yes.
No, go ahead, please. Your question.
Well, I'm asking, could it have been a predator that snatched him up and took him down real quick? Are we talking about some underwater UFO stuff? Go ahead.
All right. Well, here's the thing about great whites. They don't really have predators. The only things that they do have are orcas and people. And orcas don't really grab them and drag them. Orcas sort of just come up and hit them in the side and then steal their livers and run away. Yeah, that's what orcas do. They decimate them like immediately. They're not going to take it and drag it down further.
Well, I think it was a valid question, Jeni. So
it was a valid question. You heard me answer it. You're very contrary this evening. You really hate talking about sharks. Oh, okay. Got it. Okay. So the whole thing disappeared, right? So they take a look at some of the data, and it dove 2,000 feet, which is
I mean,
which is
granted, that's an insane amount of
mhm,
depth to dive, but how fast?
yeah. You know what? I don't know the exact mileage that the shark was going at the time. I'm not quite sure the speed. There
I felt
was,
like that was part of the story, but okay.
yeah, it was very quickly because it went from um, a warmer temperature to a cooler temperature very, very quickly, which is what happens within the ocean. You hit like the temperature layers, right? And here's the weird thing: when it got down to a certain temperature, it then suddenly spiked and got warmer.
Wait,
So,
what?
yeah, the temperature got warmer. So, the only way that the shark's temperature would have gotten up is if it were being consumed by something else, because it was warmer than what the water would have been.
So, like, maybe a predator dragged it down 2,000 feet really, really
Right.
fast.
Right. But not a known predator.
Right, known. And how
Mhm.
much of the ocean do we know about, Jeni?
Like 10%.
Okay, cool.
Like 10%, which is plenty.
Is it?
No, it's not. We should explore all of it.
Hmm.
Anywho. So, and here's the cool thing, right? Megalodons, they ran at a higher temperature than most sharks. Sharks are not warm-blooded. They're you know, they don't need the sun or anything, but they're not generating a lot of heat, right? So the megalodon was actually a higher temperature fish than other
So
sharks
that whole
have
thing where
been.
I was like, could it be a predator? And you were like, don't be silly. It has no natural predators except for killer whales
Well,
and
that's the
people
mystery
and
of it.
feet and
Yes. No, what I'm
and
going with is no known natural predators. No known
that's
natural
kind of a
predators.
loaded response when we've only explored like 10% of the ocean. That's like saying I only have one. I can't. I'm so
Where are we
tired.
going with this?
Something really obvious and stupid, and I couldn't think of one. So let's pretend it's really good, and you continue to tell me about Ugh.
Anyway, it ended up the tag actually ended up washing up onto shore. It was about 2.5 miles from where the shark was first tagged. So
Just the
there
tag.
you go. Just the tag. Just
That
the tag.
implies so
Mm-hmm,
many things
mm-hmm,
that are gross.
mm-hmm. So the guess is that something large, something much larger than the shark, came up and dragged it down, which would have been a megalodon. Just saying. Just saying.
Underwater aliens.
Mm-hmm.
What else you got for me?
I'm sorry.
What else you got for me?
Well, it's not the first and only reported sighting of a megalodon. They periodically have come around. A lot of them obviously are going to be hoaxes, but not everything. Not everything at all. There was a interesting occurrence in the 1900s, 1918. A group of lobster fishermen fishing out of Port Stevens, Australia, experienced a sighting of what was the largest shark ever recorded. So they saw it as being incredibly, very, very white, like a very white
Didn't you just say
color,
it was
as
supposed to be
if
dark?
it is supposed to be dark. But if you were a species that has retreated to the depths, you're gonna eventually start losing that coloring because
Okay.
you don't need it. Mm-hmm. So they
So,
saw a massive shark.
wait. Let me just get this
Yeah.
straight. A species could be almost identical and also be dark and light.
Yes, I believe that would be a thing. But
So
the
much like that
idea,
Baja shark
yeah,
looks almost identical to a great white, but
right.
darker. You
Yes.
see where you're losing me on that one, right?
No, I'm not quite sure. I'm saying if we have some sort of megalodon and it's retreated down into the trenches, if it's retreated down underneath the like the very levels that which we usually explore, it's a good possibility that the shark gets a little bit whiter. The black devil, it's not always 100% to be noted as a megalodon. It's kind of its own entity altogether.
Wait, you mean great white? Because you said
The
earlier that, listen, bleh. Continue with the megalodon sightings. I'm confusing things, and it's megalodon sightings. What else you got?
Well, it has been reported, and every so often, like reports of them sort of trickle in, but not a lot is shown. And then, of course, you have like the deep sea subs that do take recordings all the time, and some of them catch these sightings of Greenland sharks,
Yeah,
or
that get
sleeper
like
sharks.
500 years old, right?
Yeah,
Or
yeah,
yeah.
lifespan is in between 300 and 500 years old.
Yeah.
Here's the wild thing. That's not even the craziest part about it. The craziest part is that their gestation period is 8 to 18 years.
Get out of here.
No, I will
Get
not.
out of all
I will not.
uteruses if that is the gestational
That
period.
is the gestational
Gross.
period. They
And
reach
then you have to raise it? No. I've done my piece at that point.
they raise like anywhere from 200 to 500 pups per year. Oh, by the way, that's what baby sharks are called. Pups.
They have that many and it takes that long to gestate? Is this the
They
same
don't have
shark?
they have that over a lifetime, right? So from the age of
You
150.
said in a year.
No, I said in a lifetime.
Go ahead.
Okay. Where are we? Do we need to slow down the show and unpack something here?
I'm very tired. I'm going to have a lot of questions that are not really fun questions. Just, I don't understand the words that you're using, questions.
You're
And I'm sure this
close
is
to the camera.
great podcasting, but I need you to keep going.
I'm trying real hard to keep going. Anyway, the Greenland shark a lot of times will be spotted on these deep sea subs that are recording, but not always. You can't always tell what they are. So a lot of small sightings will come from deep sea subs that we don't know. There's no determination, right? So
Like a trail cam getting Bigfoot. Maybe it was a bear, but maybe it wasn't a bear.
pretty much. Yeah.
Okay.
Except for a little bit more mysterious because it's not good footage, right? You're putting a camera down at intense pressure. So you're not getting the clarity of something. And not only that, but it's pitch dark except for where the spotlight is.
Yeah, that's not good film.
No, it's not. It's not at all. So anyway, what I'm saying is Megalodon, very possible it could be up there. Out there in the water someplace. Because we've got all these other discoveries. We've got all these other creatures that'll come into the
Ecosphere. I don't know.
yeah, just the world of known species, right?
Yeah.
Have you heard of the coelacanth?
I don't know what that word is.
Coelacanth is a kind of fish. A coelacanth is a Lazarus species.
I don't know what that means
And
either.
that's even cooler. So a Lazarus species is a species of animal or fish that was thought to be extinct. And then they find it again, as in
I like
the
that a
Lazarus
lot.
effect. Isn't that really cool? Yeah,
That's
I
very
like that a
cool.
lot too. Yeah. So the coelacanth was thought to have gone extinct something like 65 million years ago.
Mm.
And they rediscovered them in like 1938. There was a tribe in Africa that had been fishing them forever. And the coelacanth is like a larger fish. It has like bony plates on the top of its head. It's incredibly prehistoric looking, right? But so that's what's called the Lazarus species, which is something that we thought had gone extinct. But it turns out not so much. These dudes are like, we just made some for dinner. And scientists are like, all right, cool. Right on. Show me these other things. So there are species out there that have come back into the world, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And that, and let's just maybe even say we're just dumb about it, and they never left. But yeah, not long, but never went
extinct.
Yeah.
I did hear you. So so we have a bunch of stuff like that. And then we have these trenches, right? Now I pulled up I got a image of what these guys look like, the underwater trenches, right? And it's real boring and real scientific looking. Okay.
Yay.
But essentially, it's where a plate is either is diving or being submerged under another plate, or they're running into each other and sort of buckling under. Okay, and that's usually a place of a lot of like geothermic activity. It's a lot of upheaval in the temperature. That's where like you get a lot of like the underwater volcanoes, things like that, which they discover new species around all the time. So the two biggest trenches are the Mariana Trench and the I believe it's the Tongo Trench, and those are about 35,000 feet deep, so like roughly 6.5 miles deep down into the ocean.
That sounds pretty deep.
It's very, very deep, and they discover new species of critters there on a regular basis. Mostly tiny, mostly real little critters. Yeah.
Listen, Jeni.
Mm-hmm.
Right after this break, I have a question about volcano sharks.
A vampire in Rhode Island?
A UFO crash in Connecticut?
A flying moose in Maine?
A haunted bridge that calls your name?
New England is weird.
Really weird.
Wicked Strange by Jeff Belanger and Frank Grace is your ticket to the bizarre. Ghosts, monsters, urban legends, and roadside oddities you won't believe until you see them.
So pre-order now on Amazon. It drops September 2nd.
Assuming the Black Dog of West Peak doesn't get you first.
Let's get strange.
Wicked Strange. Pre-order your copy now on Amazon.
Okay. What is your question?
Oh,
hi. What is your question?
I don't know if you were going to get into this or not, but are there or are there not sharks that live in underwater volcanoes, Jeni?
Yes, there are. Those I am super not familiar with, but they are. I think that there are a species of, I don't know. I don't think there are a species of ghost shark, though. Quite honestly, we probably check that out real quick. Yeah, just a little guys, just hanging out.
Continue with your stuff. But, every time I mention that, because it's fascinating, a shark that lives in a volcano, granted it's underwater and it's not like they're swimming in lava, they're swimming in water, but still fascinating.
But they're crazy temperatures. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Go Google it, everybody. It's a thing that happens and it's wild. Stop saying I'm a liar.
You're not a liar. It's absolutely a thing that happens, which is crazy because not only is that water temperature very, very hot, but it's also filled with all sort of chemicals that you're not supposed to be alive in.
All kinds of sulfurs and stuff.
Exactly. And I'm pretty sure that's the geological term for it, is all kinds of sulfurs and stuff.
I'm a scientist.
I know you are.
Tell you
So am
about my
I.
theory about we live in a simulation that I came up with.
I don't think I've heard that one. Do tell.
I'm a scientist and I live in a scientific simulation. So what were you saying about sharks?
What wasn't I saying about sharks?
That's true.
It's true. I do love them. I love them so. Anyway, so we're talking about the trenches, and the trenches are crazy, crazy deep. They're both kind of in the South Pacific. The Mariana Trench is a little bit northwest of the Tonga Trench, but they're huge. They're massive. They've been incredibly unexplored, but some of the random stuff that they found, like in Tonga, is there's something called the whiplash squid, which was found at like 3,000 feet down.
Why is it named that?
The tentacles are ridiculously long. Yeah. So they resemble whips. You know, the naming of animals.
Car accidents.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
You can tell which ones are those kinds of squid because they have these sort of white bandages like around their neck, almost as if they're about to march into sea court and sue.
I had no idea that's what they were called. It makes so much sense.
Yeah,
It's
they
just
are
natural coloring that they have. Wow, that's fascinating.
I know. It's crazy. Nothing but facts. So the sleeper sharks also can get down into the great depths of that. So we do have proof that larger predators can be down there. Just saying. And there's also a kind of squid that they've found down there that looks like it walks on the tentacles. So I know, how alien.
That is adorable and creepy at the same time.
I know.
I love it.
I know.
What's
I know. They
his name?
discovered like the Dumbo octopus, the Dumbo squid.
Oh
Dumbo
yeah, that
squid.
guy.
He's so cute. He's
You don't have
tiny.
pictures of any of these guys, do you?
No, of course not. I got real excited about the sharks, and then I said, you know, whatever to the rest of the sea life.
Sure.
Yeah. Listen, I'm not great at getting pictures. We know this. This is facts. I cannot take pictures of me, of you, barely of anything I see. If it's not sharks, I'm not taking photos.
You are famous for not taking photos of anything but sharks.
Correct.
Yeah. We
Correct.
go to the aquarium and you're like, nope. Hello.
Yeah. The Shed Aquarium, which is a beautiful aquarium in the city of Chicago. They have the Great Reef Adventure, which is downstairs. You go down a little elevator, just one floor, and then you walk around, and then there's the big shark room, and that's where I am for the entirety of the trip to the aquarium. I wish. So we have a couple of more really weird looking, reportedly very, very strange looking cryptid sort of sharks. There's one that's called a ground shark, and it's in the Timor Sea.
Yeah.
It's supposedly a massive shark that hangs out at the bottom of the ocean, which is actually, there is a kind of shark that's a lot smaller that does hang out at the bottom of the ocean, called the wobblegong shark.
Of course.
Not
Wait,
kidding.
did you say the one right before that was called a ground shark? Or
Yeah,
what
the cryptid sort of terminology for it.
Oh, he's
it
like
hangs
a land
out.
shark?
Yeah, he's like a land shark, but he hangs out at the bottom of where people swim or fish or whatever, and he eats them.
Oh, good for him. Living his best life.
He is living his best life.
And wait, what was the one right after that? What was his name?
The Wabagong shark.
You just made that up, didn't you?
Yes.
You just like looked around the room and there's nothing here. I can't name it after any of these birds.
I've got a lot of birds down in my studio, down in my underwater aquarium studio. It doubles as
You
my
just
lounge.
made some noises. That seems insensitive. Do people have different language than English? Apologies. Anyway, I'm tired.
I don't think it is.
I'm sorry.
I don't think it is insensitive. I don't think so. I think you're okay. I think you've been doing. I think you've been doing all right.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm not myself.
Yeah.
Anyway,
No,
I'm
listen.
kind of a bad person. Yeah.
We're gonna unpack that later on. Don't we have another break?
We already had it, baby.
Okay, so and we talked about this in our other underwater episode, which was a little bit over a year ago. But we also have the Luska, which is the half shark, half octopus.
Listen.
It's the top half of the shark, and the bottom half are tentacles.
Right. It's not going to be the other way around. You got to get the good parts of each animal.
Exactly.
Good
Exactly.
Parts, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So that guy traps boats and people all throughout the Caribbean. That's what happens with him.
Right.
Mm-hmm. 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 Now, another sort of cryptid that has been reported actually came from something called the Deep Star 4000, which was actually a deep sea sub, not a ride at Disneyland, which is exactly what it sounds like.
Yes, it is.
And that was a deep sea sub that was developed by Jacques Cousteau. Right? And it took a lot of trips down to what? I'm pretty sure he did. So anyway, took a lot of trips down into some of this Mariana Trench area, into the deep, deep water, and found what appeared to be an incredibly large ship. So a crew member of that ship in 1967 claimed that he had seen a fish of extreme size while on board. And the giant fish was observed by himself and other crew members. They were actually off the coast of San Diego. He said that the creature was bigger than the submarine itself, with fish scales the size of coffee cups, and the eyes were larger than dinner plates.
What's with all? Were they hungry?
He was also very hungry. He was very, very hungry when he was describing said cryptid sighting.
He was on his way to pick out China with his fiance, and it's just on the brain. I get it.
Yeah, he had some wedding jitters. All he was seeing was China. He's getting very freaked out about it.
He doesn't even care about China. Let's be honest.
No, maybe he does. You don't know. You don't know his proclivities. China was big at the time. I mean, dinner sets, all of that. No.
So he knew specifically how big a dinner plate would be and a coffee cup would be. And I mean, I guess we all do. We see them every day. But still, that's weird. And also,
it is very strange.
Okay. So, wait. It had scales, though.
Yeah.
It's not sharky.
It's not a shark, but still, we're thinking about large things that lend to the idea that there are hundreds of thousands of undiscovered species.
Yeah, that's my favorite. I didn't know if he was like, it looked like a shark, but also it had scales. So that was what I was trying to say.
Okay, got it.
We're getting close to the end of this episode. Do you have any more cryptids you want to throw at us that are underwater, undiscovered animals, possibly?
I don't. I don't have any more cryptids to talk about.
Wow, you don't need to flip me off, Jenny. Jeez, Louise.
You know, it's wild. People see things in the ocean all of the time that are crazy. We have no idea what's going on down there. You know, and new stuff all the time. Anyway, my whole point is that sharks are amazing. Megalodons can exist.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And probably do.
Yeah, absolutely. They're just not as big as you thought they were because you saw that documentary Meg and you were really impressed, and now it just turns out you're just a big shark. Jenny, it was so nice to have you on the show. You'll have to come back.
Well, thank you. Did you not? Did you have any follow-up questions that you wanted to ask? I will now field any questions that you have.
I think I interrupted you enough with some questions. I don't think I have any left. Do you have any more fun facts you want to throw at me?
You know, I don't believe so.
Start investigating.
Okay.
If you'd like to contact us, you can go to our website. You can email us. You can go see our socials. It'll have all the links there. And also buy the merch. It's so great. So until next time, thanks for visiting the Monsters Lounge.